Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the Cartridge Twins, where today we're going to embark on a super journey through the pixelated paradise that is Super Mario Bros. Wonder. It's me, your host, Twin2, and before we dive into the Flower Kingdom, no Mushroom Kingdom here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell if you could, because missing out on this will be a real poison mushroom fail. Now, grab a Surge, as always, if you can, and let's start this magic carpet ride into Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So what exactly is Super Mario Bros. Wonder? It's not just a game. I mean, it is, but let's be honest, it's a warp pipe of wonders. It's gonna take you on quite the adventure. So think of it as Mario's greatest hits, but with more power-ups than a caffeinated Goomba. So it's a nostalgic journey is what I'm trying to say, and it's also got a fresh take with beloved characters, settings that are familiar, yet still refreshingly new. This is taking place in the Flower Kingdom, not just the Mushroom Kingdom, which we all know and love. So from the classic 8-bit days to the stunning 3D adventures, Mario Wonder promises and does deliver a nostalgic and new punch. Maybe you're like me and your first thought was, or still is, alright, it looks very similar to like the new Super Mario Bros. Games. How good could it be? I went in with that mindset, but hey, I'm here to tell you I was wrong, and I'm so glad I was, and you are wrong if you feel the same way. Sorry. But hey, let's find out why this game is better than just the new Super Mario Bros. First, let's talk visuals. Mario Wonder is like a visual smorgasbord, a kaleidoscope of colors and pixels that'll make your eyes do a triple jump. It's so visually stunning. Even the Goombas are doing a double take. The graphics are so crisp, I could almost see the pixels debating whether to be squares or circles. Throughout your entire playthrough, you'll want to slow down just to soak in the sights. Careful though, those auto-scrolling levels, they might catch you staring. I was constantly just amazed at each level, especially when you pick up those Wonder Stars. This is just a beautiful game. Is it on the level of, say, Luigi's Mansion 3? I guess that's up for debate on another day. But you will not be let down by these visuals. Now, the most important part, the gameplay. The bread and butter, or should I say the mushrooms and fire flowers of any Mario game. Mario Wonder takes the gameplay and mixes it up like a piranha plant in a shake blender. It's kind of wild. So it's got the classic platforming that we love, sprinkled with more surprises than a question block. And yes, you'll even find that infamous Wonder Flower, a power-up so fantastic, it makes a fire flower blush. So there's really a number of characters here that you can play from. They don't change a whole lot of the gameplay as they all play pretty similarly, and they feel more like a difficulty adjustment, so some of the characters can't take damage. So I found myself wanting to play as Yoshi, for example, but that character doesn't take damage. Admittedly, I didn't really like that. I kind of wish there was just a difficulty setting or you could turn on and off whether you took damage, or maybe even have a badge where you can't take damage. And speaking of badges, that's something we'll talk about a little later. But overall, the gameplay is a blast. I would say it's a little on the easy side. Now, when you start discovering some bonus levels, that's where the challenge really comes up, and each of the levels that you're going to jump into, it has a star rating for the difficulty, so 1 through 5, 5 being the most difficult, and honestly, 5 really isn't that terrible, but you'll notice. So let's talk about those badges that I mentioned earlier. I wasn't sure if I would like this idea of having badges for each course, but honestly they were implemented seamlessly and they provide a whole new gameplay experience really. So you can equip different badges each time you play a level for some sort of boost, or you could even make it a little more difficult for yourself with a badge like the invisibility badge. So whether it's running faster or jumping higher or gliding with a big ol' hat, which is my favorite, you can change up your gameplay experience just by equipping a badge, which really is pretty cool. And it also serves as an extra collectible or reward as you play. Speaking of changing up the gameplay, or maybe you're having a little bit too much of a challenge and you need some help, this is where I would definitely suggest playing online. This is another aspect of the game that, to me, surprisingly, really shined. I mean, Nintendo is known for its mediocre online presence in its games, other than, say, Splatoon. So, with Mario Wonder, they knocked it out of the park. You get online, there is no unit collision with your friends, thankfully, and if you die, you turn into this cute little ghost character. So if you're Mario, you're a little ghost Mario, and you got 5 seconds to try to fly to one of your online buddies and they can help revive you. Or these little standees that you can put up, you could also try to fly to those. So it just gives you a little more leeway in those really difficult situations. Whether it's you keep falling into a pit or you can't make these wall jumps, if you got buddies playing with you online, that will help out immensely. And if you're curious about the game's length, it's a pretty short adventure. On average, if you're just doing the main storyline objectives, it'll be about 9 hours. If you're a completionist, you could be pushing more toward that 20-hour range, depending on your skill level. So for me, it's about the perfect length for a game. I don't need those 80-hour adventures, and plus this is a 2D side-scrolling Mario. You're meant to be able to jump in and out if you want, or of course you could just go ahead and binge it because it's that good of a game. So there's the gameplay length. I think it also, being a little on the shorter side, help the developers focus on just the tightness and overall greatness of the game and not so much the length, so I appreciate that. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mario Wonder is like an Easter egg hunt on steroids. There are many secrets to uncover, no spoilers here. It's packed with nods to the past, secret exits, secret levels, secrets, secrets, secrets! Somehow, Nintendo managed to make this game feel like the SNES era Mario games while simultaneously feeling completely new. And speaking of the SNES era, if you ask me, the best way to play this game is with the Super Nintendo controller. If you've got a Super Nintendo controller that you can use on your Switch, I would highly suggest doing so. It just feels great to play, especially if you're like me and feel the Super Nintendo was the definitive 2D Mario machine. I mean, come on. The Super Nintendo has Super Mario World, obviously, Yoshi's Island, and Super Mario All-Stars. So the best 2D Mario games of all time are on one system. And how about the music? The soundtrack is a fresh take on 2D Mario with a mix of nostalgia thrown in, remixing classic Mario tunes into toe-tapping wonders. It's like Koji Kondo took a magic mushroom and said, let's make these tunes even more iconic. Trust me, you'll be enjoying these tunes more than the Koopa Troopas. But will the soundtrack be as memorable as the old Mario games? Honestly, only time will tell. As we wrap up our journey through Super Mario Bros. Wonder, it's clear this game is more than just pixels on a screen. It's more than just another 2D Mario, like you, Super Mario Bros. You. It's so much better than that. If you're a seasoned gamer, or maybe you're new to Mario games, you're gonna have a great time. It's wonderful. It's been repeated by just about every review. Honestly, this is the best 2D Mario since those SNES era Mario games. Is it as good as Super Mario World? I guess that's up to you. I love Super Mario World. It's my favorite Mario game. It might even be my favorite game of all time. You might see that in a video coming out soon. But with perfect controls, a great soundtrack, and numerous nods to the past, I think this is another Mario game that's going to stand the test of time, and it's just a really great, creative, fresh look at 2D Mario. So do yourself a favor, try it out. And there you have it. Thanks for joining us on this adventure through Super Mario Bros. Wonder. If you've had a chance to play it, hey, let me know. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you disagree? I think one of the biggest points of contention might be the soundtrack, so let me know. Do you also agree with all the positive reviews that have been out there? Do you think this game is overrated? Is it very similar to Mario Bros. U? Do you think it's worthy of a Game of the Year spot, which was just announced for the Game Awards? Let me know. And, as always, remember, without video games, things do not seem to go as well. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mario Wonder is like an Easter egg hunt on steroids. Julius? What are you doing, man? You're kind of getting in the way here, buddy.